WGN Sports.
We are coming to you from historic Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, where this afternoon WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu and Ricky Renteria Sox as they get set to butt heads with the first place in the Eastern Division, Boston Red Sox. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the finale of this four-game set. As you may or may not know, the Red Sox have taken the first three. They won the opener 9-5. They won game 2, 3-2 in 11 innings, and then last night they won it 4-1. But this afternoon, a couple of big, tall right-handers on that bump.
A couple of struggling right-handers on the bump. Doug Fister goes to the mound for the Red Sox, and Mike Pelfrey goes to the mound for our Sox. And last time out, as you can see, Fister's had a bad year, but he had a wonderful performance last time against Cleveland. Mike Pelfrey has struggled, but 2 of the last 3 starts have been very good. That is his start against Boston, so hopefully today more of the same. Sox want to take one before the off day tomorrow and then entertain Houston back in Chicago. Let's see if they can go get it.
All right, finale of this four-game set, so sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way. By your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Stop by today and visit buyhyundai.com and see why Hyundai better drives us. State Farm, here to protect the things you've worked really hard for with home and auto insurance. By Meyer, true Chicago fans. By Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store. By FordNow.com. And by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry it through it all. And by Honda. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer.
Chicago White Sox baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Let's take a look at the White Sox Dunkin' Donut lineup. America runs on Dunkin'. And this is the way that Ricky is going to line them up here this afternoon for the finale of the four-game series. Leary Garcia leading it off, playing center field. Yohan Moncada in the 2 spot, playing second. Jose Abreu who really enjoys hitting in this ballpark, and why not, hitting .377. Then it's Nicky Delmonico, who's had a terrific series. Tyler Saladino, a late insertion in the lineup. Matt Davidson was there till the very end, and then they swapped out Saladino as the DH, and sitting Davidson again today with the off day tomorrow. Yolmer Sanchez, Tim Anderson, Omar Narvaez, and Alan Hansen rounding it out. The Red Sox defense and how they'll line up behind Doug Fister. It's Benintendi, Bradley, and Young in the outfield, with Devers, Bogarts back in the lineup, Holt and Moreland in the infield, Sandy Leone behind the plate, and tall right-hander Doug Fister on the hill. He's been struggling recently, although last time out in his 5th start, this being his 6th, he threw a gem against Cleveland. There you look at the numbers, and they're not very pretty. So we're ready to play baseball, and that means on this beautiful Sunday, time for me to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stoney, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball. Finale of this 4-game set. And before we show you our picks to click you or select yours, as there is Leury Garcia taking ball 1. Leury comes in hitting at .284, 7 homers, 24 knocked in from the 6'8" right-hander. Both these guys today, you got Fister at 6'8", you got Pelfrey at 6'7", both of them 33 years old. And as Steve mentioned, both have been struggling. Pelfrey's numbers are a little misleading because of the fact he has had not a whole bunch of, there's a strike with breaking ball. Not a whole bunch of help with his defense or his offense.
No, the last time out wasn't his best, but 2 starts before that he was brilliant. Take a look at the boys in blue this afternoon. Dan Bellino has the plate. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, is at first. Marvin Hudson at second, and Mike Esterbrook is at third.
Well, I wish we could blame the umpires on the first 3 games, but we can't.
Yeah, just got outplayed for the most part in every aspect of the game.
It's a good crew right here. As there's a strike to Moncada. Yawn. 3 for 10 in the series. Sox come in hitting at .254 as a club with a 4.67 ERA.
Fister's going to work quickly. He's got a good overhand curve. You just saw it there. He's not overwhelming. In fact, he was throwing mostly in the high 80s this year, but last time out picked up 2 or 3 miles an hour on the fastball. He's at 91 in the early going here in this one. And if that curveball's over the plate, he's pretty tough.
And the shift is going to look at the hop he got. That ball came right up perfect for it. Stays down. It's a base hit. Meanwhile, 2 down.
Yuan hits the daylights out of this one, and Brock Holt going to his right. If that ball flattens out, it's into right field. It didn't. Came up face high and pretty much handed it to him on a silver platter.
You saw him on that shift with 2 strikes. With up to 2 strikes, they want to take the bunt away from Moncada, and then with that 2 strikes, Devers moves over. First pitch strike, and indeed, Fister, that's been one of his trademarks. He will get it. He will throw it in a hurry.
He's a great getaway day pitcher.
Very quickly, nothing in 2. Good eye. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3 after a half inning play. Our guys nothing, and their guys coming to bat.
going to line them up with Brock Holt in the leadoff spot. Then it's Eduardo Nunez, the DH. Then Benintendi, Young, and Devers, followed by Bogarts, Moreland, Jackie Bradley, who's had quite a series, and Sandy Leone getting his first look of the series behind the plate. The defense, and how they'll line up behind Mike Pelfrey. It's Delmonico, Garcia, and Hansen in the outfield with Yolmer, Tim, Yoan, and Jose in the infield. Omar Narvaez has the plate today, and Mike Pelfrey on the hill. There you look at the numbers, looking for his 4th win of the year.
So here's Brock Holt. Takes a bunt, takes a strike. Red Sox come in hitting at 262 as a club. As I mentioned, our guys hitting at 254. Red Sox with a 3.68 team ERA. And pitching in this ballpark, that is quite a low number. Oh, and 2 the count. I know a lot of pitchers who come into this ballpark, and the first thing you know,
stiffen up a little bit.
They shoulder stiffens up on me. Hey, Skip, my shoulder's a little tight. All right, we'll sit down. We'll get somebody else. A lot of guys, and you know a couple of them.
Yeah, I was involved in a game where it ended up 22-0 against our ball club, and they called up this guy from the minor leagues. He was in the bullpen, and as the Pirates were just pounding away. I mean, they had 22 runs, did not hit a home run that day.
Woo.
25 hits, wind blowing in, and so they called up this guy to the pen, who they had just called up from the minor leagues, and he told our pitching coach, you know, I must have slept wrong or something. I can't get loosened up. You got to get somebody else out there.
Oh boy. All right. Ooh, a little errant throw right there, and Abreu stays with it. 1 down.
Just about the time you start to take things for granted in this game, you see something like that, and you realize that every play, a world unto itself. You have to continue to make every play like it's the final play of the ball game.
So here's Nunez, 4 for 14 in the series with a homer.
Nunez had a tough ball game last night. Other than that, it's been a good series for him.
Takes first pitch strike. Outfield, slightly to the left. Huge gap in right center. That ball hit hard. And it's 1-0.
Fourth home run in a Red Sox uniform, 8th of the year. Our Mazda replay cam, he got a fastball out over the plate and put a charge into it. Second time he's done it in this series. So Nunez, who came over from San Francisco, putting together a great run. He's hitting well over 400 for these Red Sox, and he's shown some power and the ability to play a number of different positions.
Well, here's Benintendi. Well, this is just a great day to hit. I mean, from a hitting standpoint, in Fenway Park, when that wind was blowing out from left to right when he hit that ball, so that aided and abetted it.
Yes, it did.
Anything up in the air to straight away center or right, got a chance to get out of here. And of course, left, they always have a chance to get out of here.
When you take a look at good acquisitions, this is the 9th game that Nunez has played for the Red Sox. He's driven in 12 runs. And this one's got a long way to go yet.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first game. We talked about it in the second game. Nunez has always hurt our White Sox.
Yeah, he's just a good, solid player. He's hitting over 300 with the Giants. And for Mike Pelfrey, 16th home run given up in 90 innings. Andrew Benintendi in the first inning. It's 1-0 our Sox at this point till he gets a cutter inside and makes it 2-1. He's had a couple of home runs in the series. A good looking young player.
Here you go.
I think hitters better be aware that it's going to be a good sized plate today as that ball tails back over the plate. Benintendi thought it was up high. But the deciding vote goes to Dan Bellino, and he liked it.
So here's Chris Young, former Sox farmhand. Drops the hook on him. Here's 1 for 6 in the series. Hit to get 245 homers, 19 driven in.
I'll feel pretty much straight away. If anything, Leary maybe 2 steps left of center.
On the corner.
Oh, it's going to be a big corner today. Chris didn't like it, but you know, he'll stay out there, and as long as Dan stays out there, everything's going to be fine.
Well, Bellino was a very good umpire. He's very consistent, and it's just he's going to be the same. Have the same strike zone for the guys in gray as he will the guys in white. That's what you want in an umpire. You want to have an idea where he's going to be.
Then you're going to have to go out and get the outside pitch. But if you know that ahead of time, then if you don't go out and get it, that's on you.
Sure it is. He did not go. Bit of a gap out there in right center. That ball's hit hard. And it's 2-0.
One thing after watching Chris Young his entire career as we have, you throw him a low fastball and he's liable to lose it for you. 6th home run of the year, 20th driven in. And that a no-doubter for Chris Young as he got one to his liking, got one down. See where it is. He takes it knee high and well out of the park. That is his happy spot.
You see the finish on that. That will show you a quick swing. And we'll show it to you again. Well, we'll show it to you again maybe next inning. But 2 solo homers and they lead it 2-0.
Log on to WGNTV.com and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner for the latest stats and information. The Game Zone is powered by Dodd Camera, family owned and celebrating over 125 years. Dodd Camera, where the focus is on you.
Oh, look at this. Was that sweet or what? Delmonico now 7 for 12 in this series. And in this series, we have scored 8 runs. He's driven in 5-0.
That was just well played. Perfect execution. If they're going to give it to you, it makes absolutely no sense, especially leading off an inning. Just take it. If you get it on the green grass, it's going to be a base hit. And it was. Heads up play.
You know, you and I absolutely adore that play. I love it. And we're making it sound like it's almost rocket science when it's actually baseball 101.
Yeah, especially when your third baseman standing at deep shortstop.
I know it.
You could roll a battalion through the left side. All you need to do is get it on the grass, which he did.
Oh, I love the bunt. There's the strike to Tyler. Tyler hitting at 203, a couple of homers. He's driven in 6.
Well, for Nicky, if he keeps doing that for any length of time, it's not going to take too long before other teams get real sick of it and start to move that third baseman over closer to the line and bring him in at the cut of the grass. That's what you want.
And open up almost the whole left side for him. Stay fair. Stay fair. It will. So Nicky into third on the double by Saladino. Ducks on the pond, nobody out.
It's a hanging breaking ball inside. The surprising thing was that this hugged the line all the way and didn't hook. Nice job of keeping it fair.
The only reason it didn't hook, it wasn't hit that hard.
No. Hard enough to go high up that wall, but at 310 or so, not that difficult to do.
Yolmer fouls that pitch away. I've walked it home plate to that wall probably 8-10 times. I just have never been able to get 310 out of it.
I don't think anybody else has either.
No.
I think they put that up there because it looked convenient.
It was less embarrassing. There's a strike. 301 down the right field line. Then in right field 380. In left center field out there 379, and then 420 in the deepest part in right center.
Boy, there's a beauty.
That's going to get one home, so it's a 2-1 ball game. Runners at the corners and still nobody out.
That'll be a number 27 for Yolmer. He's down 2 strikes. Hits it off the end of the bat, just in full protection mode, and it turns into gold.
So here's Anderson, 4 for 13 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Led off the ball game last night with a home run. Just a short lead by Ulmer. And there's a base hit. Don't stop now, boys. Ulmer will pull up. And this game is tied at 2. All started with a bunt.
A beautiful bunt. A couple of squibers. This one through the right side. And a good job of putting the ball in play by Tim. So 4 straight hits. Yielded 2 so far.
And here's Omar Narvaez hitting at 260 with a homer, 11 knocked in, takes first pitch strike. Outfield straight up, spaced about equidistant. One and two. Oh, George Carlin. Baseball, it's the bunt. Going home. What a great skit that was.
Yeah, it was.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Just looks the second. So now Ducks on the pond, 1 out, 2 in, and let's check out our picks to click. Fans went with Anderson. Cruz going with Liuri. Steve's going with Moncada. David Novak and all the great folks at Pookie, Hyundai, and Downers Grove, and Terry Hanley, all the great folks at Cantini and I. We're going to go with Alan Hansen, who happens to be at the plate right now. And look at this. Get down, get down. It won't. Nice catch. But it's going to get the run home. Sacrifice fly. Good play by Chris Young. And the Sox lead it 3-2.
They're used to that kind of play in right field from Mookie Betts. Mookie, given the day off today, he's played more innings than anybody in Major League Baseball coming into action today. So John Farrell gives him the day off. In his place, Chris Young makes a nice play. Backhand, taking it off the grass. But Allen drives in his 7th run on the sacrifice fly.
Don't stop now, boys, as here's Liuri, struck out last inning, leading off the ball game for us. Takes the breaking ball strike. Pick him up, Liuri. Oh man, that's a hang woof 'em right there. Good play by Pfister, but we put a crooked number up on that board. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd, leading 3-2. And the first pitch to one of the bright young shortstops in the American League, Xander Bogaerts. Hitting at 286 homers, 43 driven in.
Xander was hit on the wrist in Tampa Bay, and like so many hitters before him, anytime you're hit on the hand or wrist, you're going to lose a lot of strength. Obviously, you're going to feel it for quite some time. He's lost 40 points on his batting average since he's been hit.
That's not uncommon.
No.
Not with a wrist shot. Like Matt Davidson. I talked to Matt the other day, and I said, Matt, I said, how you feel? He said, it's sore, real sore. I said, well, it's going to be sore for a while.
And he was in there right up until just before game time today, and then they decided to take him down.
There's breaking ball strike. I was shocked that he was in that lineup today with an off day tomorrow.
I felt the same way, and I thought he had to be feeling really good. And I saw him before the game, and he was moving around really well, and things looked to be 100%, which is the only way you're going to bring him back in the lineup. Again, as you say, with the off day tomorrow.
There's a solid single to right.
Sox fans, you can check out the White Sox blog at WGNTV.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to JeffVuk.com or follow him on social media, because Nationwide is on your side.
So here is a dangerous man, Mitch Moreland. 4 for 9 in the series with a game-winning homer in the 11th inning in game 2. There he goes.
A good pitch to run because he guessed a soft breaking ball, and with the speed of Bogaerts, if you get a soft breaking ball, you're not going to be able to get him. That's his 10th stolen base in 11 opportunities, and that's 69 steals for the Red Sox, who were a very slow ball club up until the last few years. And now with the young guys coming up, and almost without exception, all of them being able to run, they've turned into a running team under the man you're looking at, John Farrell.
There's a strike. That's into left field. He's got to play. Nicky makes it. So 1 out.
Well, Mitch Moreland twice in the span of 2 days got hit essentially in the same spot on the back foot. He produced a hairline fracture, and he couldn't drive off that leg anymore for a while anyway. He wasn't taking the ball opposite field. Now he's doing that, starting to hit the ball a lot better. If you had a choice of getting hit in either foot, obviously you wouldn't want to, but from a hitting standpoint, what's more disastrous to you? The back foot? So
sure.
If there's any problems with that, that's a lot worse than the front foot?
No question. It's not even close. There's a strike to Jackie Bradley Jr. 3 for 11 with a homer in the series, and he has faced Mike 3 times, has a couple of hits. Bradley hitting at 261 on the season, 13 homers and 43 knocked in. Pulled a string on him.
Good slow hook, and Bradley, who's a dead pull hitter, which is the reason why, as talented as he is, his batting average is in the 260s, because you can shift, you can take away a lot of base hits, but he's strong enough to consistently hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Little chopper, Moncada's got him. So 2 down. Bogaerts in the third.
And And for the first time in the series, we're going to see their backup catcher, Sandy Leon. He's a switch hitter, a little better from the right side than the left, but like most switch hitters, more power as a left-hand hitter. 5 of his 6 home runs have come the way he's going to swing at Pelfrey from the left side.
Last year he had 310, 7 homers, and drove in 35. 28-year-old receiver. Drops the hook on him. One and one to count.
Last pitch, just in case he was looking for that slow hook again. Threw him a fastball right in on his knees. Pushed him out of there.
Now Mike on top, of ball and 2 strikes. Trying to heat him right underneath the hands.
Well, there's a very good chance we will not see Salvador Perez when the Royals come to town after Houston. Royals just put Salvi Perez on the disabled list with an intercostal strain.
He gone. And that'll retire the side. We will go to the third. We lead 3-2.
Subway third inning triple play promotion. Text Subway to 97999 right now, and the 300th texter is going to win a $30 gift card to a Subway restaurant in the Chicagoland area. Subway, so much sandwich.
First pitch to Yohan Moncada. Brock Holt made a good play to get him in his first at bat. Nobody's going to get him on that one. That's right in that vacated spot with the shift on. So outstanding speed aboard.
Took it through the vacated left side, and the Sox have been going opposite field a lot against Pfister here this afternoon. That's the way to spoil the shift.
When you get a guy like Pfister out there, he's not overpowering at all. You can work the ball a little bit better.
Well, he's trying. I mean, look, his game plan is simply this. He knows he throws 91 and maybe substantially less, somewhere between 88 and 91. But he's going to try to throw the ball away from you and force you to pull the ball, roll over it, and ground to the opposite side.
Well, he actually would be better off with the stuff of a fastball he's got from a hitting standpoint of trying to pitch you middle in.
Yeah, he will go
he
away
stays
most
away
of the time.
If he stays away, as I said, because he's short on his fastball, he stays away. You can work it over there.
Yep, you can.
Those guys are so hard. You're just trying to make contact, solid contact somewhere. Hard to work the ball with them.
No, not necessarily in this situation because you got one on, nobody out to face Abreu. Have you been a bit surprised that they continue to pitch to Abreu?
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's you get the one guy, the one bona fide run producer in the middle of that lineup. He's seen a lot of good pitches to hit.
Well, I was talking with the writers. They were asking me about this possibly being the last game that I do, you know, Fenway Park, and we got into the '67 season when we went to the World Series, and MLB did a documentary on the upcoming 50th anniversary. And they came out to our home in Granger. Bruce Kornblatt was a producer who's a very outstanding producer. And after it was all done, they're breaking down the cameras and the lights and everything. And says, Hawk, I got to ask you a question. That ball hit into right field. Right at him. So Delmonico, who started off that 3-run second with a beautiful bunt. That's 2 out. But he said, I got to ask you a question. He said, you know, for the last 3 hours, you've been talking about how great Yastrzemski was in '67. He won the Triple Crown, and he kept getting these clutch hits. He said, you were hitting behind him. Why'd they pitch to him?
Especially the right-hand pitchers.
I said, Bruce, you're the first guy who ever asked me that question. And I said, there were many times that I was on the on-deck circle in '67 with Yaz at the plate, and I said to myself, well, they're going to go around him. I'll get ready. They kept pitching to him. Nobody had ever asked me that question before. Same thing with Abreu here. When you said that, that's what popped in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems a little strange to me, but Jose certainly loves it.
That's short into center field. Oh, nice play by Brock Holt. Fighting the sun, fighting the elements, and that'll retire to the side. We'll go to the bottom of the third, still leading by 1.
And it's Rick Porcello in this ballpark last year where he won the Cy Young Award. As you can tell, he took advantage of the home cooking. 13-1, an ERA of 2.97 in 16 starts. Opponent's batting average is 241, so you could hit the ball against him. You just couldn't beat him, especially not at home. Ryan Kelly, thehomeloanexpert.com.
Here's the leadoff hitter, Brock Holt. Bounced out to his counterpart, Moncada, leading off the bottom of the first. That ball hit sharply, sucked up by Tim, who got his behind down, got in good position. And a reminder, come together for Beatles night at Guaranteed Rate Field on Monday, August 21st. Twist and shout to your favorite Beatles song as the Sox take on the Minnesota Twins. So purchase this ticket package to receive a game ticket and commemorative Beatles White Sox hat. Hello, the Beatles. Visit whitesox.com/Beatles to get yours today.
I had no idea they were reuniting.
They came to Kansas City when I was a kid, when they first came over from across the pond. Put on a show there at Municipal Stadium. They were terrific. They were great. Nunez. Solo homer. Trying to make it 2 in a row.
Boy, he took a big, healthy, aggressive cut, but it was a very slow curveball. It actually looked like a cutter. Threw it by him. Looking fastball, just didn't get it.
Chopper 2 hopper. A little nonchalant on the throw.
That is, for me anyway, the only time you think about sliding into first base. That's feet first when you see the first baseman shift his weight. You saw it here. Now, Nunez doesn't know if Jose is going to stay on the bag or not. He wasn't exactly busting it to first base and could have easily jammed his ankle on the late slide, but as soon as he saw the shift, that's when he slid to the field side of first base.
And there is a base hit. Benintendi. Well, the way things are going today, as I said, the worst slider I've ever seen in baseball was Ozzie Guillen, and I was second. Ozzie, and he just didn't edge me out. He had me by a lot. But we're seeing some guys today, I'm telling you what, they're terrible sliders. And we're seeing some guys with the most creative slides you ever want to see. So it's just to the individual. I just hate to see guys slide into any base. Unless it's home plate where you can go slide and go around him and come back and tag the bag. But you're right. That's the only time you will if you see that shift by the first base.
Yeah, if he's going to shift where you think perhaps he either is getting position to make a tag or the throw is drawing him off the bag, that's one thing. And then again, a lot better feet first than head first.
Chris Young, he cranked one out of here as well in the first inning. Got a low fastball. Didn't miss it.
To keep a close eye on Benintendi, he's 11 for 14 in stolen bases.
Dion Dolashai is going to show you that home run that he hit. We're going to show you, explain why he was so quick with the bat. He's back. Watch where he finishes. Just watch where he finishes with this swing. We're going to show you a side angle. Here it is. Watch where he finishes. Finishes with his hands in front of his chest. That is a short swing when you finish with your hands in front of your chest. No extension there. Extension is the worst thing that a hitter, you can tell a hitter to try to do. And you hear it all the time. The more extension you get, the slower the swing. Because the bigger the swing, and the bigger the swing, the slower the swing. Three and one with 2 down here in the third. 3-5-0 for our guys. 2-4-0 for their guys. They got a shift on. Right side of that infield is vacated. Ball hit in the left. Yes. Nope. Looked for a second like he was going to make the play. Meanwhile, cut it off and get him at third. Now running right at him. There you go. But the run scores. And we are tied at 3.
Xfinity, the future of awesome. And take a look at Tim Anderson. This ball goes off the wall, and then the carom takes it by Delmonico, and Anderson heads up all the way out to make a relay throw, and they cut down Young to get out of the inning, and it goes 6-5-3, but without the heads up play by Anderson, it doesn't happen.
Top of the 4th inning in this 3-3 tie. Sanchez, Anderson, and Narvaez to face Doug Fister. 6' 8" right-hander. Out of Merced, California.
Mariners' 7th round draft pick in 2006.
I was surprised when I was going over the notes. He's 3-5 with a 4.19 ERA against us in his career, and it seems to me like he pitched better than that. He has some good games against us.
Had a good run with the Tigers there for a bit.
That's when it was.
Yeah, before he was moved around a few different places.
Breaking ball. So Yolmer now 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI.
Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by AWS, and it's last night. And this is leading off the ball game. Exit velocity 103.1, launch angle 31 degrees, and get it just around 423 feet. Made it 1-0 at the time. Of course, it was a little short in the grand scheme of things.
Well, it's the only one we got.
Yep. He did that, and he also came up with a bunt single to lead off the 5th inning.
I got a feeling that next year you're going to see a lot more of that from our ball game, with the shifts that teams are employing.
And the fact sometimes they just give it to you.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking
with the shifts.
Yeah, there wasn't that much of a shift with Anderson. It was a left-hander on the mound.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You get, at least calls him out.
That one was a touch wide.
Yeah, when you can push the ball off a left-hander in that situation when you're trying to get a base runner, that's almost a vacated right side.
Once he got it by Pomerantz, he was off to the races, and that time he thought it was a touch wide. Might have had a good case. But again, Dan Bellino's been calling the outside pitch. He's going to call them all game long.
Yeah, we had a lot of times in years past with the balloons, as there's a, that didn't take long. Wow. 1, 2, 3, and still tied at 3.
Checking an official White Sox debit card, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/White Sox to learn more. Wintrust Community Bank, member FDIC. Older member of ZZ Top in attendance here tonight. Today, rather. Lengthy beard.
Well, I'm glad you can see it, because my monitor.
Yeah, well, you got where your monitor is. You're getting some reflection off that sun. It's not easy to see.
Here's Rafael Devers. Bounce back to Pelfrey. Outfield for the most part straight up, bunch just a little bit. 20 years old, this young man. Starting third baseman in a pennant race right now with a first place ball. Chopper 2 hopper. And you can head to the park for $1 hot dogs every Wednesday home game for the rest of the season. Every Wednesday home game for the rest of the season. $1 hot dogs. Take advantage of this unbeatable deal on August 9th as the Sox take on the Houston Astros at 7:10. So get those tickets by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX game. That's every Wednesday for the rest of the season. $1 hot dogs. Woo! Bogarts singled sharply into right field and then picked up his 10th stolen base in 11 attempts.
And Butterfield almost made a good stop. Third base coach for the Red Sox and a great infield coach, has been wherever he's gone. Spent a lot of time with the Diamondbacks. He helped their middle infielders.
He's a terrific guy and a terrific baseball man. Watch out.
Here's a look at Brian. His counterpart on the other side, Ruben Amaro Jr.
Curveball, no, not even close. No, I was just looking at their memorial list. Lost a lot of good buddies this past season. The Red Sox. And Doug Griffin, Sammy Ellis, Dick McAuliffe, Bill Gagliano, Les Nixon, and a great guy, Dr. Arthur Pappas. And it's going to be interesting to see on August 16th just how many former teammates from the '67 World Series team will show up.
Have they given you any indication about how many they expect?
14 to 15, I think. It was 23 at the 40th. So they said 14 to 15, they think. That's all they've had responses from. Payoff pitch. That's the first walk issued by Mike.
You got a guy that you're going to have to watch very carefully.
Well, he's going to steal something.
Yeah, he's certainly going to be going.
Here's Moreland. Got the shift on. That's a fair ball. That's really a good play by Abreu. And a good effort to try to get Bogarts.
Unfortunately, Jose did not come off the bag all that far when he was coming off on the pitch. Because if you do, then this is down the line for a double.
That's a double.
It turns out it's not. Tries to flip it over his head, but can't get it there near in time. Good effort by Jose.
Yes, it was. He is. Last couple of months, he has just turned his defense 180 degrees.
He's been a defensive plus.
Bradley grounded out to Moncada. There's a strike. Sucks it up, throws him out, and they'll retire the side. We're into the 5th. Our Sox 3, their Sox 3.
State Farm winning combination here to help life go right is State Farm, and taking advantage of hitting them where they aren't currently occupying the area. Tim Anderson, Nicky Delmonico, and Yoan Moncada. A bunt and 2 opposite field base hits, and that's one of the ways they're attacking Doug Fister here this afternoon.
Alan Hansen had a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning. One and one the count. And that sacrifice fly. Chris Young made a terrific catch on it. Line drive. Two balls, 2 strikes to our leadoff hitter here in the top of the 5th. Totals on the board identical at 3-5-0. Outfield straight up, spread out, spaced about equidistant. One out. And a reminder, our 2017 Chicago White Sox are presented by Guaranteed Rate. Your mortgage, your way. Your mortgage, your way. So go to rate.com for a low, low rate. Top of the order, Leury. And get through. It will. So good speed aboard. Leury, 8 for 13 in stolen bases.
He goes up and gets this one and just eases it through the right side. Moreland couldn't get to it. Holt on the dive, couldn't get to it. Couldn't have rolled it out there in a more perfect spot. And he's aboard, representing the go-ahead run.
Well, Leury seems like he each and every day is growing just a little bit more.
He
as
certainly
far as a player.
Certainly is carrying a lot of gloves to the ballpark because he's playing everywhere.
Well, he's going to be a big part of this redo on our ball club. Every club's got to have one. There's the strike. Moncada, he's 1 for 2. And there's a solid smash in the hole. So Young gets to it very quickly. 1 out, 2 on.
Young is starting to get a good feeling from both sides of the plate. Still a better hitter left-handed. Hits the ball a bit harder, but we've seen him pick up base hits from both sides of the plate, including his first right-handed hit in this series.
Well, he's 5 for 13.
He's having a nice series.
And he's hit the ball a couple of those outs very hard.
Also played exquisite defense.
He's the closest thing look-alike defensively to Robinson Cano. I mean, that's his idol is Robinson, so he patterned himself after him. He can throw it from wherever he catches it.
And yeah, up the middle to the third base side of second, those floating throws have been brilliant because they've all been on the money.
Just like Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson can get more on a throw from almost submarine than any infielder I've seen in a while, except maybe Beltre. Beltre from third base throws it underhand a lot, gets it right there accurately.
Beltre is the best I've ever seen it throwing it from down low.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
Just a great third baseman. 5 years after the day he retires, he's in the Hall.
That ball hit hard. Get over his head. It won't. Dadgummit. A hang Wiffle for Abreu.
Jose hit that one right on the button, but Young was able to drift back and make the catch.
So here is Nick Delmonico. Started off that 3-run second with a beautiful bunt. Ouch. Now Dan Bellino is going to give him a chance to walk it off.
Got that ball inside, and that went high off the leg of Nicky.
Bellino asked him if he's okay. He says, yeah. That's the last pitch you want to see after doing something like that. Another one in there.
Well, he was just wanting to check out, see if that knee was sound. I think he's well off the plate. I mean, that's his style. He's going to be well off the plate. Still gets good coverage away.
Yeah, he keeps his shoulders in good position. Keeps his hands back in good position. He got a chance.
Well, a couple things you can't cheat: size and strength. And Nicky's got them both. He's big. He's very strong. They've shown in this series that he can hit the ball all over.
And left-handers.
That was impressive as a bats.
He did not go. And left-handers didn't give an inch.
They did a good job against Pomerantz. And a very good job against Rodriguez.
Looking for the express. Didn't get it. That's a low. We're halfway home. Tied at 3. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. Home half of the 5th. Sandy Leon, the 9th place hitter. The catcher will lead it off. He struck out his first stroke.
Chased him out of there the first time also after strike 1. This time he chased him out on the first pitch. Makes the outside corner look a little bit further away.
Well, the greatest feeling that a hitter can have when he walks in that batter's box is to get in there and be able to look for the ball out over the plate and not worry about anything inside. So if that's the best feeling a hitter can have, you got to take it away from him as a pitcher.
And
that's trouble. Leadoff double.
Well, you were the one who showed me one of the easy ways to figure out without, I mean, look, there's charts and graphs, and we know they're keeping stats on everything, including where every pitch goes, what pitch you throw, when you're throwing it, what you threw on 1 and 2 when the temperature was above 70. All those are there. But you said that you can tell without all of that by looking at the hit batsmen. The guys who don't hit many guys don't throw inside, normally don't throw inside enough.
That's right.
And the guys who do, then they're going to reclaim their portion of the plate.
Darren Jackson and I were talking about that this morning on the bus, waiting for the bus to leave. Exactly the same thing. Harold Baines and I were talking about it 2 years ago. Harold asked me, he said, Hawk, he said, it'd be nice to hit in this culture that the game is played in today, wouldn't it? I said, yeah, it would. Because you can go to the plate more often today than you could in years past. Look for the ball out over the plate and not worry about inside. And that's one of the first stats that we used to, before they had all these numbers back in the old days, you know, in the 50s and the 60s. First thing you look for when you got the stats of the other club is HB, hits Batman.
That's it.
And nice. Good play. So Holt is retired. And that's the reason you would look at that, is just what Steve was talking about, is, for an example, in 67, Lonborg hit 17 guys. So the opposition, they look at that, they know he's going to pitch inside.
Yeah, you're a little hesitant to dig in.
Well, that's the whole thing. It just tells you, it gives you a little better idea on the location that the guy's going to work you.
So if this is going to be, and that's a matter of debate yet, depending on how you're feeling, but if this were to be the last game you broadcast in this park, not your last appearance here, what's your most indelible memory of your time in the course of your entire career at Fenway Park, either as a Red Sox or as an opposition player?
Carl Yastrzemski, Jim Lonborg.
So it's
the renaissance of baseball. That was when 1967 was when the Red Sox nation was born. The year before, I don't even think they drew 600,000 people. And I believe in 1967, in that pennant race when we won the pennant, went to the World Series, we drew 1,760,000. And to this day, that's the least amount they've ever drawn to this day. So when you think back, when I think about it, Ted Williams was arguably one of, certainly, maybe the greatest hitter ever lived. We throw Stan Musial in there as well, and a lot of guys. But Ted Williams never had a year like Carl Yastrzemski had in '67. It's one of those things. It's not what you hit; it's when you hit it. Carl won the Triple Crown that year. He had 326, drove in 121 runs, and he had 44 home runs. But it was when he hit them. So when I think back about playing right field here and going to home plate here, first thing I do every time when I come to Fenway Park is I walk up when we get to the ramp out there. I walk up and I go to the runway there and I look out at right field and remember a lot of things.
Brings back the memories of your time there?
Yeah, of playing. And of course, you know, that supersedes anything you did. There's the strike. That supersedes anything to me that you did individually, like almost winning a Triple Crown, winning the Player of the Year, the All-Star game, and all that stuff. That is completely in the rear view mirror compared to going to the World Series and watching Yastrzemski and Lonborg dominate like they did. Gets him, and that is Nunez retired for the second time. He's 1 for 3 with that homer in the first inning. So here is Benintendi.
Well, normally you'd say with righty-lefty advantage to the hitter, you'd say, well, be careful, maybe pitch around Benintendi. He's a impressive hitter, but Chris Young in the on-deck circle has homered and doubled and driven in a pair in his 2 at-bats.
Plus, coming in, he was 7 for 21 against Pelfrey.
So maybe you want to go at Benintendi, but they're not going to. They're going to send him to first base and take their chances with Young.
Well, Benintendi was 6 for 13. A couple homers in the series, so that's a rock in the hard place. And a reminder, Friday, August 11th, well, as Rock and Roll Night presented by Guaranteed Rate as our Sox take on the Kansas City Royals at 7:10. And join us as we rock out to live cover bands before and during the game. Plus, be sure to stay tuned for post-game fireworks shows. So to get your tickets, visit whitesox.com. A homer and an RBI double. Curveball misses. Get foul. Get foul. It won't. It is a 6-3 Red Sox lead.
A huge day for Chris Young. He now has 7 home runs. He's driven in 5 today, giving him 24. That one hugging the line, and Mike Pelfrey trying to put some body English on it, as is Chris Young, and Young wins out.
Well, there was a pitch right there that a lot of guys are going to hit out of the ballpark. Just a mistake. And Young made him pay. Devers 0 for 2, 2 ground outs, 1 back to Mike and the other to Moncada. Hits are even at 7 apiece, but that's the 3rd home run for the Carmines today. Off the glove. Just didn't get a piece of it.
Looks like the Sox pen is going to start to work, meaning kill a little time on the mound. Gregory Infante standing there, but he's not going to loosen up this early in the ball game. That's the domain of Juan Minaya today.
Hey, the more we see Infante, the more he impresses you. He's growing very nicely.
He's got really nice stuff.
He's got a good presence out there. One and one. There he goes. That's his first steal.
When Mike does not use the slide step, he's very deliberate. It takes a long time to deliver the ball and pretty easy to steal on. Devers is going to be a guy that steals a lot of bags.
Omar keeps it in front of him. Full count. To Xander Bogaerts, a single, a walk, and a stolen base. That's line drive right at him. He was playing in, as he should be. But the 3-run homer, as you look at the statue of Carl Yastrzemski, and it's a 6-3 Red Sox lead.
The 6th inning is brought to you by Meyer, true Chicago fans.
All right, boys, we need some points. 6-3 Red Sox. As there's first pitch strike. Tyler Saladino. 1 for 2, a double and a run scored. Two and two. Just joining us, they scored 2 in the first, 2 solo homers. We scored 3 in the second. They scored 1 in the third and 3 in the 5th. Ball hit nicely, but Rockhold gets it. Cantini bounce. 1 out. And a reminder, commemorate the Hall of Fame career of White Sox star outfielder Tim Raines. Rock by purchasing a limited edition Tim Raines Hall of Fame dual bobblehead. Now, this unique keepsake includes action shots of Tim's likeness as a White Sox and Expos player. Rock bobbleheads are just $40 each and available while supplies last. So visit whitesox.com/rockbobble to get yours today. Sanchez 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored, and the count 0-2. Just fought that one off. Two down.
Here's the Dodge upcoming schedule. And after the off day tomorrow, Houston comes to town for 3. Then it's Kansas City for 3 for the off day. And it's on to L.A. and Texas on a 6-game road trip. See your authorized Dodge dealer to experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Go to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup.
There's a hang with him. A line shot to center by Anderson. So Tim now 1 for 3 with an RBI. Meanwhile, it's still Boston by 3. Boston half of the 6th inning. Mitch Moreland will lead it off. It'll be Moreland, Bradley, and Leon. Curveball strike. Moreland has gone out to left, and he is grounded to first. Softly hit into short right field. Got it. So 1 out. Family Sundays feature tickets as low as $5 in the upper level, $15 in the lower bowl, and parking for only $10, plus special kid-focused activities located throughout the ballpark. So Family Sundays are proudly presented by Coca-Cola. Visit WhiteSox.com/Sundays to get your tickets today.
What Moncada did there was pretty impressive when you consider the nasty collision he experienced. And that one got a piece of Bradley.
Bradley twice. He's grounded out to second.
And there is the pin. Holberg and Manaea. Manaea up for the second time.
Here's an interesting note. Nationals started today. It was a guy named Eric Fetty, who went to Las Vegas High School. And his catcher,
Bryce Harper.
That's him. That's him.
As soon as he was drafted by the Nationals, they told Bryce Harper, your catching days are over, son. Worked out pretty well for both the Nationals and for Bryce Harper.
What a player.
Well, in talking with Mike Rizzo after he drafted him, they wanted to play him as many of the 162 as they could. They knew that as a catcher it's going to be 135 and then you're going to get beaten up, and didn't want to see his offensive numbers diminish at all. So they put him in the outfield where he can play it nicely.
Sandy Leon has struck out and he has doubled, also scored. There he goes. He gone.
That was a nice play by Tim Anderson. It was a low throw. He was able to pick it and get the tag down to cut down Bradley, who doesn't have a good technique yet. He's got all kinds of speed, but he's now 6 out of 9 in stolen bases.
Yeah, when you can do that and make that kind of throw and still get him, he did not.
No.
Get a good jump.
No, he's got to learn the technique, and he probably will. He's a talented guy. Right now, he just doesn't have it.
So 2 out. That one stayed outside. Talking about the Nationals after 3 at Wrigley, Washington, and the Cubs tied at 1. So the 2 out walk.
Here comes Rick. I think that's going to be it, as he wants to deal with Brock Holt from the left side, and that opens it up for David Holmberg. Mike Pelfrey, who battled him into the 6th, is going to depart, as will we. We'll be back. ball game. It is David Holmberg. He's on for the 31st time, a 1-3 record, 3.65 ERA. There you look at the rest of the numbers. And he's got to deal with Leone at first base. 2 outs here in the 6th inning, and the top of the order coming up.
Brock Holt has grounded out 3 times, once to second, twice to short. Gap out there in right center. And that breaking ball hits him. So 2 out, 2 on. And here comes Ricky. It's going to be it for David.
He had David to face the one lefty, and he hits him with a rolling breaking ball in the first pitch.
You're going to get a hit? That's the one.
Best way to do it.
That's the one right there. Just turn your shoulder right into it. Go to first base. So David throws 1 pitch. He departs, and we'll be back.
Is Lance McCullers, fine starter for the Astros, placed on the DL July 31st. Having some back issues this year. 7-3 ERA, just under 4. And he made 19 starts. He'll be on the shelf for a bit. They did have Dallas Keuchel come back off the DL. The injury report is brought to you by Dr. Anthony Romeo, proud member of Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Go to RomeoOrthopedics.com or call 312-432-2342 as Juan Minaya comes in the ball game. On for the 20th time. He's 1-0. His ERA at 4.68. He inherits Red Sox base runners at first and second. David Holmberg warmed up, threw 1 pitch, sits down.
Nunez a homer, a grounder to short, and a grounder to third. And here's the note that I'm very happy about pertaining to this game. I'm so happy to see that the Miami Dolphins signed Jay Cutler to a 1-year contract.
There you go. Hopefully the line holds up.
Oh, there's a strike. And the count 1-1. Outfield straight up, not equidistant. Spaced as chases it, couldn't get it. So 2 on, 2 out, 1-2 the count. Good job by Omar.
He had to move quickly to his right. That slider in the dirt, flattening out, and he was able to make sure that no advancement by the runners.
He gone. And we're into the 7th. We still trail 6-3. Is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. And you can enjoy fast-paced pickup and play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much, much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at rbigame.com. It's the 7th inning. 6-8-0 for their guys, 3-7-0 for our guys. Narvaez, Hansen, then back to the top of the order with Leury, Garcia. That ball hit hard, slice, it will. He'll have to pull it up right now.
Boy, he is something in center field. Oh, Yankee Bradley Jr. got to that ball quickly, and then you're just not going to run on that arm. If he has any chance to set it all, he's got a cannon for an arm, and he throws it.
Well, the last arm we saw like his recently, so to speak, in the American League was Ichiro.
Yeah, those are two of the best around. Ichiro fundamentally was about as well-schooled a player as you're ever going to see in every aspect of the game.
No question.
You watch him cut the bases. He was a brilliant base runner. He set up perfectly on every throw to the outfield.
Never missed a cutoff, man.
Every aspect of his game.
I'll never forget when he first came over. Well, DJ, Darren Jackson had told me before he got here, 2 years before he got here, the DJ played over in Japan. He said, Hawk, he said, there's a player over there that's going to be over here in a year or two, and you're not going to believe what you see. He said, it's one of those guys you got to see to believe. Sure enough, he comes over, comes to Seattle. Lou is managing, Pinella's managing Seattle. Lou told me this story. About the first 5 or 6 games, the only thing Ichiro was doing was hitting little flares and little line drives into left field. So Lou finally goes over to his interpreter and says, asks Ichiro, he says, can you hit a ball out of the ballpark? So Ichiro told his interpreter, yes. He said the next time he went to the plate, he hit one about 440 up there in right center field.
Well, he had tremendous power. Still does. Actually can hit him just about as far as anybody. If you ever wanted to try to hit home runs, there's no telling how many he'd hit.
Were you in Seattle that day? They were taking batting practice.
5 off the glass.
5 in a row.
Off the glass.
Off the glass.
Off the stadium club glass.
I mean, now that is an exhibition there. Time is called. Hansen 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Come on, Allen. Let's get something going here. Let's put some runs on the board. There's a man there. You can't go. 1 out.
Soft breaking ball, which is what Pfister does very well. Got him out in front of it. And that is going to be it for Doug Pfister, who outside of the second inning pitched himself a very solid ball game. That's 2 in a row for these Red Sox, and he's going to go to the pen where Addison Reed will come in, as he does, with a standing ovation for Doug Pfister. We'll step out. Is Addison Reed, who's appeared in 3 games in this series, on for the 52nd time combined between the Mets and the Red Sox. There you look at the numbers, and he's going to be used in the 7th or 8th inning, but no designation as to who's the primary setup man to Craig Kimbrell.
Leary takes first pitch ball. Bobbles it, now has to go to first, gets the out. 2 down.
Wouldn't have been able to turn 2, but he certainly should have been able to cut down the lead man. Narvaez making it to second because of the juggle on the part of a real easy bouncer back to him.
Well, with the addition of Addison Reed, the way he's throwing the ball, this puts another dimension on that Red Sox bullpen.
Just lengthens
especially
it
when
up.
Joe Kelly gets back.
Well, he is here, but I don't think that for his first start back, I don't think that John Farrell wants to put him in a meaningful game right away. I want to see if he can throw some strikes.
Yeah, it's a new. When you can cover the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th.
Yeah, that's a long bullpen, and each and every one of them have really good arms. And the guy we saw last night, Blaine Boyer, threw the ball very well, and he's probably arm-wise. Everybody's got a stronger arm than him in the pen. He's just been very effective, and so he's usually the first guy out of the chute, and then the Blazers come in after him. That is Joe Kelly, who can get it up there at 100 miles an hour.
One and two the count to Moncada. On 2 for 3 in this ball game. He's 5 for 13 in the series. Seventh inning stretch. It is still 6-3 Red Sox.
It's even at 8. It's been an airless game. Chris Young with just a big day today. A couple of home runs, his 15th career multi-home run game. So he's been a one-man gang essentially. Great deals waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. A Honda game summary.
And a reminder, fans, experience Levy Restaurant's fine dining while enjoying a breathtaking view of guaranteed rate field from the Huntington Bank Stadium Club. Now, memberships are available to season ticket holders and is also perfect for non-game day events, including weddings and corporate parties. And that is a terrific spot out there, and terrific food from Levy Restaurants. We're into the bottom of the 7th inning. If you're just tuning in, they scored 2 in the first, 2 solo homers, one by Nunez and the other by Young. Then we scored 3 in the top of the 2nd to take the lead. They tied it with 1 in the 3rd. And then the big 3-run homer just fair down the left field line by Young again. And that's how we stand 6-3 bad guys. Benintendi, 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. A single, strikeout, intentional walk, and another run scored. That's going foul. Just 23 years old, Andrew is. He's fun to watch.
They've got some exceptionally talented young players just about all over the diamond.
No question about it. They are Very young. 20, 23, 23, 24. 27, 28. These young players just keep getting better. More talented, I should say. More talented, more talented. As far as playing the game and knowing the game, they're still a work in progress, a lot of them.
A lot of them coming up here much more quickly these days than they ever would have gotten here before, so they don't have that much an opportunity to learn the game inside now.
Well, you got 30 teams.
You do.
It's a little different than 16.
Yeah. 16 with 22 at times, 22, 23 minor league teams. By the time you got up, most of the time, you're ready to draw your pension.
Yeah, they didn't take many young guys. Full count. No, that's ball 4.
Time now for our 4 drives of the game, and they've come off the bat of Chris Young. This one he takes out of the ballpark. This is in the first inning. Makes it 2-0 at the time, and this one a 3-run bomb down the line. Big day for Chris Young. Inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. 4 drives of the game.
10 total bases for Chris in this ball game. 2 homers, a double. 5 RBIs. And this foul back underneath us.
Nice effort, but Omar comes up a little short. As close as you are to the field here, and I mean you are right on top of it, those screens all the way around from dugout to dugout come in really handy and make it a lot more comfortable for the fans to sit back and enjoy a baseball game. And you don't have to worry about a face burger.
Over the years, I have seen a lot of bad things in this.
Cool. Well, you're, I mean, literally right on top of the field.
You should have seen the old broadcast booths.
Were they like Detroit? You were less than 60 feet away from the mound in old Tiger Stadium.
Well, Tiger Stadium was the closest.
Was
this one was real close to second.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it was. You could actually see the spin on the ball from this one, and in Tiger Stadium. When Wimpy and I used to do the games, Wimpy always brought a glove with him in Tiger Stadium.
I did the same thing.
Did you?
Well, yeah. If it was a curveball came to booth, because it would have to hit me behind the stacked monitors. Because I'd stack the monitors, I would get behind there, but I'd always have a glove. You were ridiculously close.
Yeah. And another foul ball back underneath us. I remember one game there at Tiger Stadium. One came firing back right over my head, hit the back wall. And the only thing I did was just duck. Hit me right back in the back of the head.
You didn't know about the caroms in those days.
No.
Huh?
2-2.
One of the great things I saw happen in Shea Stadium with Ron Santo and the Cubs radio booth at the time. Line drive, a foul ball comes back, I mean right at him. Puts up his hand to catch the ball. His Rolex exploded. It missed his hand, it hit his watch, and literally it just flew, the whole thing in pieces flew off his wrist. It was a great moment in broadcasting.
Oh, Ronnie. Santo was a piece of work.
Well, they have the story that, you know, I was there at the time, and it's very funny now. It didn't seem that funny to him, but they changed booths. Fred Wilpon wanted a different booth, so they moved the radio guys over, and the heater was right over his head, but it was a new booth, so he didn't know exactly. And he got up and he started sniffing, and he couldn't figure out why. In his words, the strike 3 comes up, and he wants the appeal, but it's not going to work.
Farrell's going to try to intercede.
He wants to keep Chris Young in the game.
Well, that's why he's interceding.
And make sure that a heated moment is a little bit better than that.
So 1 out, and here's Rafael Devers. He's 1 for 3. So what?
Well, so
his hair was on fire.
Well, that's pretty much what happened. He was feeling this, but he was smelling things first and couldn't figure out what it was because he wore a hairpiece, and it was the hairpiece that was on fire. And so he had coffee. He took the coffee and he had to dump it over his head to put out the fire. And then he figured out why he was smelling what he thought was burnt chicken.
There he goes. No chance. That's his second stolen base. Checked at his first and his 12th of the season in 15 attempts. Red Sox with 71 stolen bases. We have 37.
Their young guys have power and they all can run.
Three and 0.
Brad Goldberg throwing in the pen.
Don't throw him a cookie. And that'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. Second walk of the inning. Bogaerts has singled, picked up a stolen base, his 10th, walked, and lined very hard to Delmonico in left field. Yeah, I miss Ronnie Santo. He was a good guy. He was a lot of fun to play golf with. He belonged to North Shore, didn't he?
He did. Played at North Shore, played at Bobbling.
There's a strike. High to the bag. And rack him up. Win to the 8th. We need 3 to tie.
Turn two, making a great play at first base. Couldn't complete the double play, but it wasn't from lack of effort. Good job by Jose, who's had a brilliant defensive series. When you think of garages, think Danley's 773 Garages. Matt Barnes comes into the ball game. John Farrell, with a fully stocked pen, is using these guys right in the neighborhood of 1 inning at a time and getting the most out of them. On for the 52nd time, ERA of 3.40. And he's got a big fastball.
Jose 0 for 3. Yeah, talking about his defense. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy make a West Coast turnaround as quickly as he's made this year after the first month and a half when it was just horrific. And all of a sudden now for the last couple of months it's just been wonderful.
Shows you the pride he has in his performance.
That's exactly right.
If you have immense pride, and Jose is one of those guys, and you're not afraid to really work at it, you're going to wind up making yourself a whole lot better. If you've got major league skills to begin with, it doesn't take anything but just plain hard work to bring those skills out. And Jose was disappointed in himself and just turned around to change things and done a complete 180.
Outfield shading him to the right. And the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off day tomorrow, then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the Houston Astros come to town. All 3 night games. One out. So here's Nicky. Delmonico 1 for 3. Started off that 3-run second with that beautiful bunt. They had vacated the left side. Just pushed it down there and no problem. Takes first pitch strike. That one at 95.
Ironic that Barnes grew up a Yankee fan, only to don that Red Sox uniform. Played collegiately at University of Connecticut.
And the count 0-2. Boy, Nicky busted down that line, buddy.
Heads up play. When the ball gets away, you got nothing to lose by just letting it all go, and maybe the catcher either drops it again or can't corral it. Neither was the case here as he's gunned down, but it wasn't for lack of effort on his part.
That's what you like to see.
Absolutely.
That's what you like to see. That's one thing about our Sox fans. You don't have to be a star. Just bust your butt. Play hard. And our Sox fans will love you.
That's been the case for a long time.
That always.
Yep.
Sox fans have always said, even when I played against the White Sox, when I was at Kansas City and Boston, that was always the reputation that Sox fans had. The White Sox fans had. Just play hard. If you didn't want to do that, you had a problem. They'd let you know. Saladino. Holt. So a nice 1-2-3 inning for Barnes, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. We need 3 to tie. Baseball has been brought to you by Honda. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. State Farm, here to protect the things you've worked really hard for with home and auto insurance. By Wintrust, home of White Sox checking and debit cards. Open an account today at wintrust.com/Sox. By Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store, or by FordNow.com. By Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. And by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Stop by today or visit buyhyundai.com and see why at Hyundai better drives us.
A new pitcher in the ball game. It is Aaron Bummer. And every appearance out of the pen these days for any of the young guys, but especially one who throws with the left arm, he's trying to leave an impression that he is ready to contribute to a major league bullpen, and Aaron has the stuff to do it.
There you go. He's got the stuff.
I mean, if the guy doesn't have it, he doesn't have it, and there's not much you can say about it. But Aaron's stuff, when you look at all of it, you look at the hard-breaking slider, his fastball, and his ability to go right at hitters, he's got it. He just needs to refine it.
I told him the other night after Moreland hit that home run in the 11th to win at 3-2. He got on the bus and I told him, I said, Aaron, I said, you can pitch up here. You got the stuff to pitch up here.
Yeah, he does that. And he has a lot
and
of.
I also told him 2 things.
Yeah.
Number 1, you got to have a short memory.
It's true. He's
especially being a reliever.
Facing the same guy here.
That's right. You got to have a short memory. Every athlete, that's one of the greatest attributes they can have, is a short memory. He gone. Attaboy, Aaron.
That was a perfect pitch. And even though Omar had to move over because he wanted the ball inside, that ball had the whole plate, outer third. And a good call by Dan Bellino.
Dan Bellino's had a very solid, consistent game.
I mean, we've seen a lot of times where the catcher sets up inside, the ball comes over the plate, but outside where the catcher has to move a foot and a half. Umpires don't call it, but if it's in the zone, you call it, and Dan did.
He's
yeah.
As I said, this is a good crew. I saw a terrific rotation the other day.
Yeah, they've done a nice job in this series.
Yeah.
That just missed him.
Meanwhile, unless we can do something tonight, we won't get swept in this series. So we can't blame them. Dadgummit.
No.
That's going to be caught.
We talked about the advantage here of this wall, and we know the disadvantages. We've seen a few of those, but the advantages are you can play a very shallow left field, and if you can, those line drives that would be base hits in a lot of other parks around baseball, they're just line outs here.
You know, playing for the Red Sox is that you get a unique feeling when you're coming off a road trip and say you've been scuffling, and when you're flying in, getting ready to land at Logan right here. And I've talked to other players about the same, and they had the same thing. It's always a great feeling knowing you're coming back to Fenway Park, because what happens is you can be struggling at the plate. All of a sudden you hit a little fly ball. It goes off the wall for a double.
Yeah.
So instead of going 0 for 4, you're 1 for 4. Now all of a sudden it starts getting your psyche back in order.
Well, thank you for the ballpark.
Plus, you got the less foul room of any park in baseball. $37,283 in the house. 4 sellouts for this series. If you missed that game the other night when the mayor, Mean Joe Goof, dug it up for us. They have the major league record of 820 consecutive sellouts. It ended on April 10th, 2013, and then it started up again. 820. Cleveland had the record for a while with 455. Two out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sandy had a double. He gone. Nice inning for Aaron Bummer. Couple of punch outs, and we're into the 9th.
And for the third time in the series, we're going to see the overwhelming Craig Kimbrell. He was touchable the first time out. Last night, not so much. On for the 46th time, looking for his 27th save in 31 opportunities. Opponent's batting average at 149, but strikeouts for innings pitched, ridiculous. 85 and 46 and 2/3.
It's understandable.
Well, what stuff he's got. 100-mile-an-hour fastball with
Control.
a curve and a slider and everything that goes with it.
When you're guys don't care if you're throwing 100 miles an hour, but when you're throwing 100 miles an hour and you're spotting your fastball, most hitters don't have a chance.
Nope. And that slider, to a left-hander especially, sits outside of the plate about a foot. And at the last instant, shaves off the outside corner, which gives you zero chance.
Here's Yolmer. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. That's Bruce Goose. He's fun to watch. There's a shot. That a boy, Yolmer. Turn that 98-mile-an-hour fastball around. Just get some runs.
As long as he keeps that fastball away from left-hand hitters, it is hittable. I mean, it's fast, but it's hittable. But if he throws it in under your hands and mixes a slider with it, it becomes a little more difficult. And so, good way to start off the 9th inning.
Here's Anderson. He's 1 for 3 with a run knocked in. Last time up in the 6th, he had a bullet right to Jackie Bradley, the center, as he takes strike 1. Yeah, if he gets it out of a plate, I don't care if it's throwing 105. It's very hittable. We have 3 runs on 9 hits. They have 6 runs on 8 hits. But they have 3 home runs. Good pass at it by Timmy. The 0-2 pitch. That one at 99 upstairs.
So your choices here are lay off it, or if you don't, strike out, because you're not going to catch up to it up there.
Well, he's one of the poster child pictures for against him. It's a lot easier to strike out when you got 2 strikes. You better get him before you get 2 strikes.
And hit the first fastball, you see.
That's it.
If he sets up for his slider, you can forget it.
That's it. Narvaez, he's 1 for 3.
Kimbrell came to the big leagues with Atlanta, had 50 saves and a 1.21 ERA in 2013.
You don't want to get the 2 strikes with those good relievers.
3 years in a row, Kimbrell had ERAs in the 1s. He appeared in 63, 68, and 63 games with Atlanta. Eventually, they sent him to San Diego, where he saved 39 and made his way here to Boston. And San Diego got a good outfielder, Manuel Margot, He's a good-looking young player. We saw him, and just another guy coming out of the Red Sox organization who can really play. There's the disappearing slider.
2 down. And that'll bring up Alan Hansen, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Yeah, there's a guy 2 booths down from us. When he got 2 strikes on you, you gone.
Talk about Eck.
Dennis Eckersley.
Well, if you're waiting for him to miss his spot, it usually took him 3 or 4 months to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He might walk 3 or 4 a year, and a couple of them he went around.
That was it. And with an unusual motion and a high leg kick and a side wheeler with pinpoint control, that's liable to get you in the Hall of Fame.
The best, yeah. Best control I've ever seen in my whole almost 60 years in this game. There's that slider. You can forget about that one.
That started out outside and wound up 3, 4, 5 inches inside.
There he goes. Indifferent. The ball hit hard, knocked down, picked up, and this ball game is over. So we get swept, and we'll be back.